Section 1. Stand-up striking. Stand-up striking refers to the art of striking and defending against strikes from a standing position. Each striking art has a set stance or series of stances, as well as a specific style of movement that is used. My background is in boxing and Muay Thai, although there are techniques from Taekwondo and other arts included in my skill set. The first thing that a person learns in stand-up striking is stance. Stance includes foot placement, knee bend, hand positioning, and head positioning. Each stand-up art has a different type of stance or multiple stances. I use a basic staggered stance that is applicable for MMA and striking. There are two variations, the striking stance and the movement stance. I also commonly use the side stance. There are other stances incorporated from time to time, but these are the basic stances that I use. For this manual, I will use an orthodox or right-handed stance. The techniques apply to a southpaw or a left-handed stance as well, simply in reverse positioning. The basic staggered stance for striking. Figure 1. This is the basic staggered stance that I use when striking. The hand position is high to the face for protection. I am looking forward at my opponent. My hips point at an angle, as does my rear foot. My front foot is forward, although a slight angle is okay. From here, I can roll my punches and deliver power. This stance allows for solid kicking with the rear leg and allows for kick checking, blocking, with the front leg. Figure 2. This is the side shot of that same position. Figure 3. Opposite side shot of the basic staggered stance used for striking. Figure 4. A close-up shot of the foot positioning. The basic staggered stance for movement. Figure 5. The basic staggered stance for movement is a position in which a person is on the balls of their feet and light on their feet. This allows quick movement and facilitates evasion and stick-and-move type tactics. The stance is narrower than the basic staggered stance for striking. The reason for this is that it allows ease of movement. A person can move with the striking stance, but this person uses a type of plodding that does not facilitate quickness or ease of movement. While I do use plodding at some points, when it is time to move quickly and efficiently, I am light on my feet. Figure 6. Side shot of the basic staggered stance for movement. Figure 7. Other side shot for the basic staggered stance for movement. Figure 8. Close-up shot of foot position. Note the difference from this stance and the more squared striking stance. To learn more about stance, you can watch the video appropriately titled Basic Stance, and for more about movement, you can watch this video. YouTube hosts the videos, but they are also available on my website, nathandemetz.com. Striking with punches. A punch is the most basic strike there is. In most stand-up striking arts, some form of the punch is the first strike that a person will learn. Variations abound, and for the purpose of this manual, I will be using a boxing method of punching stylized for MMA and kickboxing. The primary focus for punching is the 6 basic punches: jab, cross, front hook, rear hook, front uppercut, and rear uppercut. Notice that I do not denote punches as left and right, but rather front and rear. The reason for this is that the punches change based on orthodox or southpaw stance. For example, the left straight punch from the orthodox stance is the jab, while the left straight punch from southpaw is the cross. Front and rear are universal terms. If I say rear, you know to throw with your rear hand. If I say front, you know to throw with your front hand. For ease of learning, regardless of stance, I prefer these terms when I train folks. The straight punches, jab, and the cross. Figure 9. The jab starts from our basic staggered stance for striking. Notice my hands held high, my gaze forward, and my chin tucked. Figure 10. The jab comes straight out from the body. Notice that the back of my hand faces upwards, my gaze is forward, my chin is tucked, and my shoulder turned over to facilitate the full range of the punch. Figure 11. Return to start position. Remember that the hand should not stay extended for long. As quickly as the punch goes out is as quick as it should return to the start position. Figure 12. The cross comes from the basic staggered stance for striking, same as the jab. Figure 13. The cross comes straight out from the body. Notice that the back of my hand is rotated upwards, my gaze is forward, my chin is tucked, and my shoulder turned over to facilitate the full range of the punch. Figure 14. Return to the start position. The hooks, front and rear. Figure 15. The hooks come from the basic staggered stance for striking, same as the straight punches. Figure 16. The hook travels slightly upward and across in the process of aiming for an opponent's cheek. To begin the front hook, there will be a rear rotation of the body and a slight dip of the shoulder and arm pictured here. Figure 17. The top position of the arm should be near parallel or parallel to the ground. In this image, I am near parallel. This is the front hook since I am in an orthodox stance. Figure 18. The rear hook starts from the same position as the front hook and rotates in much the same way. You will have a greater path to travel since it starts further back. Figure 19. In this image, I have thrown the rear hook. It is in the top position and parallel to the ground. Figure 20. I return to the start position. Uppercuts, front and rear. Figure 21. This is the starting position for the uppercut. It is the same as the starting position for all the other punches. Figure 22. The uppercut travels upward and in as you aim for the opponent's chin. To begin the front uppercut, there will be a rear rotation of the body and a slight dip of the shoulder and arm pictured here. Figure 23. As my body rotates forward, my front hand moves slightly out from my body and arcs in an angle toward the face. It does not come right up the middle, but rather travels at an angle with my target the chin of my opponent. Figure 24. The rear shot moves in the same way. The rear uppercut starts from the same position as the front hook and rotates in much the same way. You will have a greater path to travel since it starts from further back. Figure 25. Return to the start position. Any of these punches can attack an opponent's face or body. I am not illustrating the body punches here since, as I mentioned in the beginning, I am assuming you have a previous base in striking. This is simply a quick review so that you know the moves that will be included when we get to the meat of the manual. A quick word about defense. You will notice that a section on defense is missing from here. This is due to two reasons. 1. Textual limitations by the publisher, and 2. The assumption that you already have a basic knowledge of boxing and defensive maneuvers. If you do not, then I suggest you look over How to Kickbox for Beginners or another book or series of videos that review how to pillar, bob and weave, rock back, hook block, and other defensive maneuvers such as evasion. The point of this text is not to give you an in-depth view of all the various martial arts moves included here, but rather to give you an idea of how to combine them into one cohesive art known as mixed martial arts. The reviews I offered above specifically relate to combinations and techniques used further on in the manual. Simple punch combos for MMA. All right, here we are. Now that we have done a quick review of the basic punches for boxing and kickboxing, we can get into some moderate combos for MMA. Since I am assuming you know basic combos such as the 1-2 combo and double hooks, I will pass those over. Let us start with the 1-2-3-4 or the jab, cross, front hook, rear hook. 1-2-3-4, jab, cross, front hook, rear hook combo, not pictured. This is a basic combo. You should have learned it early on in boxing and possibly kickboxing, depending on the focus of the teacher. Regardless, you can get a feel for it here. Start in stance, a little more squared up for striking. Throw the jab. As the jab comes back to start, throw the cross. As the cross comes back to start, throw the front hook and follow with the rear hook. It is that simple in thought, though this combo can take some to perfect. Jab combos: 1-1, jab-jab, and the 1-1-2, jab-jab cross, plus variations, not pictured. The jab has to be the best setup punch, if not the best setup strike. Properly used, it can get an opponent off balance and make an opening for something bigger. It can also inflict a lot of damage when paired with enough force and accuracy. Start in stance and a little less square. Throw the jab out and then pull the jab back, but stop short of returning to start position before throwing out the jab again. This combo can be used to push forward, to close distance for another strike, or take down and clinch. This is ideal if you prefer dirty boxing or takedowns and submissions. You can incorporate many variations with the double jab. A hook, uppercut, or even a kick can follow the jab-jab. You can follow it up with multiple techniques, such as the cross, then the front hook. You can use this technique to apply pressure or even defensively to move out of a corner or sidestep. Be creative. Upper-lower combos. One of the best approaches to keeping an opponent off balance is to mix up striking. A common way to do this is to use upper-lower combos. Upper-lower combos can be head, then body shots or punches, then kicks and knees. Head hook, body hook. Figure 26. Start in stance. Figure 27. Throw the front hook to the head. Figure 28. Then the rear hook to the body. Front hook to body, front hook to head. Figure 29. Start in stance. Figure 30. Throw the hook to the body. Figure 31. Then, instead of returning completely to start, torque the body again. Figure 32. And quickly throw the hook to the head. When done right, this catches the opponent off guard, leaving them open for the knockout. While all combos require speed and technique, this one truly does. To catch the opponent off guard, this has to be done quick and tight. Now these are a couple of simple examples and are far from all combo types. One of my personal favorites to throw is upper, lower, lower, upper hooks, meaning front head hook, followed by rear body hook, followed by front body hook, followed by rear head hook. I could go on with others, but the point is that variety is key. Practice throwing different combos together. You can do this with straight shots, such as the jab to head, followed by the cross to the body, or mix straight punches with hooks, such as the jab to the head, then the hook to the body. Basic kicks for MMA. Let us change focus from punches to kicks. Many different kicks find use in MMA. I'm going to keep things simple and focus on just 3 kicks. Each is relatively easy to learn and can be incorporated into combos. What follows next is a quick review of a kickboxing style: rear round kick, teep, and front round kick. The round kick, or roundhouse kick. Figure 33. The kick begins in the basic striking stance. Figure 34. The body rotates toward the target as the kicking side arm comes down as a counterbalance. Figure 35. The body is in mid-kick in this image, about to make contact with the target. Figure 36. The kick has connected with the target. Notice that my shin is connecting with the bag, not my foot or ankle. This is ideal. Figure 37. Return to start position. Figure 38. The round kick was delivered to thigh level in the last image. This kick can be thrown to the body and to the head as well. Figure 39. In this image, the kick connects at head level. Notice that due to the extension of my leg to achieve height, I am kicking with my instep, which is the area where my ankle and foot meet. When kicking at the end of your leg striking range, this will be ideal as it will be impossible to make contact with your shin to the opponent's head. Figure 40. Return to start position. The teep, push kick. Figure 41. The kick begins in the basic striking stance. In this series of photos, I am going to target the bob practice dummy. Figure 42. I am kicking with the rear leg, so I must bring that leg forward. As the leg comes forward, the knee raises in an upward direction while I begin to lean back. Figure 43. I then push straight out using my leg muscles, specifically the quadriceps, as well as the forward motion of my hips to drive the ball of my foot into the target. Although generally used as a defensive maneuver, this kick can inflict damage as well. Generally, the kick ends with a step-through, where you will find your kicking leg is now your front leg. However, when practicing against a target such as Bob or a bag on the wall, as pictured in the back, you will need to draw your front foot back to the start position. Front round kick. The front round kick can be performed in a number of ways. One common example is the snap round kick seen in arts such as karate or taekwondo. It relies on the snap of the knee for its power and therefore lacks in power. The switch round kick is common in Muay Thai and similar arts. A quick change of stance in which you pop your front leg back facilitates your movement. Off the switch, you then perform the round kick in the opposite stance. This creates greater power in the kick but is an obvious maneuver which is easier for opponents to block. Instead of those kicks, we will focus on performing the front round kick from your normal stance and over-torquing the hips. Figure 44. The kick starts from your normal stance. Like the rear round kick, you will use the rotation of your hips to drive the kick to the target. Figure 45. In this image, you see that I have started to lean to my right and am beginning to draw the leg up. There is no switch, although my rear foot does slide up. Figure 46. This image shows me further along in the process. My non-kicking foot and ankle have rotated my body to facilitate the movement of the kick. My arm has fallen as a counterbalance, and I am leaning back. Figure 47. The kick hits its target, which is, in this case, the ribs. Figure 48. Return to the start position. Simple kick combos MMA. All right, here we are again. Now that we have done a quick review of the basic kicks for kickboxing, we can get into some simple kick combos for MMA. These are combos that I personally find effective and that should be relatively easy to master with appropriate practice. This is, of course, assuming you already have some experience with the kicks. Teep to rear round kick. This combo pushes the opponent off balance and then connects with the body, head, or leg to cause damage. The teep should hit the gut, while the round kick may go to the thigh, ribs and gut, or to the head. Figure 49. Start in your basic stance. Figure 50. Lift the front knee. Figure 51. Push the front foot straight out into the opponent's gut. Figure 52. Let the front foot come straight down in front of you, then immediately rotate your hips to begin the round kick. Figure 53. Follow through with the round kick, shown at about rib or gut level in this image. If you connect, draw your leg back to start position. If you miss, follow through and step or spin out from the kick, landing with your guard up, in case the opponent looks to counter. Front round kick to rear round kick. This combo is great for causing damage to the body, head, or legs. For example, the first kick may target the inside of the front leg, while the second targets the outside. Running with that example, imagine the heavy bag in the images below is the front leg of an opponent. Figure 54. Start in the basic stance. Figure 55. Throw the front kick to the inside of the leg. This can cause immediate pain and slow down an opponent's movement. Figure 56. Draw the front kick back and immediately follow with the rear. Figure 57. Allow the rear to hit the outside of the leg. This can cause immediate damage and slow the opponent's movement. The front and back round kicks together can cause severe damage quickly when delivered with enough accuracy and power. Vary this combo by changing the targets. For example, deliver both kicks to the rib or gut area. You can deliver front round kick to the inside of the thigh and then back round kick to the ribs. You could deliver the front round kick to the inside of the thigh and then aim for the head with the back round kick. Be creative and find combos that work for you. 1-2 to round kick. Figure 58. Start in the basic stance. Figure 59, throw the jab. Figure 60, followed by the cross. Figure 61, the cross returns to start position. A brief pause occurs, and then you rotate the hips to deliver the round kick. Other kicks. As noted, I am not going to offer a complete tutorial on each aspect of MMA, but rather an overview of specific areas and ways to throw it all together. However, I will offer thoughts about other elements that can be included. Here are some thoughts on other kicks that may be useful for MMA. Switch kick. This kick can be effective for MMA when timed properly. The striker does a quick switch step, which makes the front leg the back leg. The kick comes off the new back leg. Side kick. This kick can be thrown off the front or rear leg. The striker must throw the kick from the side stance. An illustration of this technique is available in How to Kickbox for Beginners. Knee strikes for MMA. A knee strike from a standing position works as both an attacking movement and a defensive maneuver. Figure 62. This is starting position for the knee. I will begin with the rear leg. As you throw the knee, it travels upward at an angle away from your body. Figure 63. This first knee attacks thigh level. The use of this knee is less common, but finds use to strike someone's thighs as they throw a punch and you rock back to avoid. It is also common from the clinch. Figure 64. This second knee reaches about crotch level. Clearly, this may strike someone in the crotch, although not in a ring fight. Additionally, it can be used to knee strike the head of an opponent who is attempting a double leg takedown. Figure 65. This final knee reaches about gut or diaphragm height of a person between 5'8" to 6 foot. Figure 66. After any of these knees, you can return to the start position by drawing your leg back. However, you can also drive forward and land with your attacking leg forward. This can set you up for other moves, such as following the knee with elbows or punches. Uses for knees in MMA. Any of these knees may attack from the basic stance. Anytime an opponent moves in but is too close for a punch or kick, the knee may be used. If an opponent reaches for your head to establish the clinch, you can knee them. If an opponent shoots in for a double leg takedown, you can knee them. At this point, I am not going to do a deep review of knees. I generally feel that there are better techniques in most situations that may call for a knee. A quick reminder about safety. Safety is essential. While throwing blows at full strength might seem like fun, they are not fun when you are on the receiving end. The knee to the face is especially dangerous, as hard contact can result in a knockout, broken nose, black eye, broken jaw, shattered orbital socket, and I think you get the point. Practice with safety in mind. Save the power for the ring or the street. With a blow like this, I recommend tippy-tapping unless working on a bag or pad. Elbows. When striking with the elbow, the idea is to hit the target with the tip or point of the elbow. It can inflict the most damage and may result in a cut or knockout to the opponent. The following series of images offers a quick review of the round, downward, and upward elbows. Round elbow. Figure 67. The round elbow is the most basic of all elbows. It travels across the face parallel to the ground. The ideal target for this elbow is the jawline or the cheekbone. The start position is the standard striking stance. Figure 68. The elbow travels at an upward angle until it reaches the right height. Figure 69 then travels across the target. Figure 70, before returning to the start position. The downward elbow. Figure 71, the start position for the downward elbow. Figure 72. Although named the downward elbow, it must first travel to the proper height, similar, Figure 73, to that of the round elbow. Figure 74, before striking downward at the opponent's face. Figure 75, and returning to the start position. The exact target for this elbow may be the forehead, eye, or jaw. This elbow can be slightly more devastating than the round elbow due to the downward force of the body behind it. Upward elbow. Figure 76. The upward elbow starts in the same position as the round and the downward elbows. Figure 77. The upward elbow simply travels at an upward angle. Figure 78. To strike the opponent in the jaw. It is arguably the easiest elbow to throw since it does not need to reach height before striking. However, it does not have the same power as the round elbow or the downward elbow. Knee and elbow combos. To be honest, you're probably not going to use knee combos often, except from the clinch. Even then, it will not be a common move unless you tend to work in the clinch on a regular basis. We will go over that in the clinch section, which is the next section. The same is true for elbows. Most times, if you stay in that close to a person, it is advisable to clinch up or back out as they are going to be looking to strike you too. Combine that with the awkwardness some people feel when throwing elbows, let alone combining them, and this lends more to the thought that combos with elbows, and knees for that matter, will be rare, or at least reserved for people who are highly skilled with them. Other people may disagree with me on this, and that is fine. This is my personal opinion based on my own practice, teaching others, and watching and learning from others. For this reason, I will not include knee and elbow combos per se. Instead, I will include a short combo that ends with an elbow off punches. 1-2 jab cross to front elbow. Figure 79. This combo begins from the basic stance. Your hands are high, protecting your face. Figure 80, you begin with the jab. Figure 81, follow with the cross, moving in as you do. Figure 82. Then end with the front elbow before returning to stance. This combo is ideal for times when you have closed the distance with the 1-2. It will take some practice getting the movement and distance just right. Practice with a partner to get it right. Additionally, this combination leads into the head clinch. Other knees and elbows. Other knees and elbows may include the flying knee, spinning back elbow, and rear elbows. Each has its merit. However, the flying knee takes skill to perfect and is normally a low percentage move. The spinning round elbow is the same. The back elbows are only useful if someone has taken your back from a standing or ground position and you have space to use them. Section Review. In this section, you have received a quick review about strikes. You have also been shown a few combos that are easy to learn and, with practice, easy to master. This is not, by any means, all-inclusive of the combinations or techniques available in stand-up striking. I encourage further learning, whether from the previously mentioned kickboxing manual or from another source. When practicing the above individual techniques and combos, think of ways to mix it up. Some of the combos that I most prefer today are ones I played with and found to be just right for me. Do not be afraid to be creative. However, if you find that combinations seem awkward or, I dare say, dangerous to perform and practice will not correct it, perhaps you should not perform it. Additionally, you can review this video for further help with technique on the jab, cross, and 1-2 combo, and this video for a quick example of the round kick.